Hey, long days at work, I grab my shirt, my bag. We sent out the front line. Frustrations in my head just play so whack, but it's no one's fault but mine. Long drive home, here we go. I play scramble pod through the radio. Cold bears with the boys, hello. Those links are my only home. Go.
Hello, golf fans, golf world. Someone who just stumbled upon us on Spotify, maybe on Apple, maybe on YouTube. I don't know. Welcome to episode 40, which we didn't really talk about, Tim. 40 episodes, pal.
Crazy.
We've been doing this a long time. Some would call us podcast veterans. Probably not. Some of those shows we listen to have like 400 episodes. Like the No Laying Up guys are on like 528 or whatever the fuck.
It's just a bit excessive.
Yeah. But we are now podcast veterans. We've hit 40, which is a sacred number in the Bible for those of you who are religious. And as always, please go follow our social medias. The TikTok will be live this week. It's a big week for prop bets. It's a big week for golf in general. It's a major, okay? And this week, it's going to be big. We're going to have probably a lot of bets. I'm going to max out as much as I can. I threw a bunch of money into the DraftKings, Tim. I said, here's how much I'm spending this week. I can't wait to have like 8 lineups, and they're all different. And the other thing is, guys, my farmer's tan is back. So I don't know if you can see that.
Farmies?
Yep. We're officially back. Yeah, you're tan though anyways.
Well,
that doesn't fucking count.
It's that Southern Italian blood.
That's right. The red sauce, not the cream sauce. All right, take us into what we got this week, Tim.
Sure thing. So we're gonna break down the AT&T Byron Nelson that went super low. I'm gonna defer to these two on Sunday because I did not watch it. The Celtics were playing. Then we're gonna get into this week in golf, which I think is gonna be fun because there's just a ton of outlandish shit going on. Including just an all-time wild quote from the always responsible Greg Norman. And then we're going to break down the PGA Championship at Southern Hills, which Andy is very passionate about this year. And I'm looking forward to hearing all about it.
Welcome to the Surf and Turf Golf Coast-to-Coast recap, Stephen, of the AT&T Byron Nelson. K.H. Lee wins the AT&T Byron Nelson by 1 stroke over golf's golden child Jordan Spieth, and also over Stevie's Jordan Spieth Survivor, and also outright pick, which we all I think had. Did we all have him as an outright to win last week?
I think.
Who?
Jordan.
Spieth.
No.
Oh, you had Xander. When Xander went in the clubhouse, he was 200 to 1 to win. I was like, can someone just throw $5 on that for me?
I tried to bet Hideki live in the morning, 180 to 1.
Yo!
So at the end of the day, glad it didn't get in, but that was gut-wrenching.
Yeah, but that's one of those bets that you only got to put in like $10. Like, it's like,
I know.
That's all I wanted to do on that Xander bet. $5, man. Fucking 4 Gs.
Yeah.
I got assassinated.
Yeah, I know.
I got absolutely murdered.
We'll talk about it in a minute.
It's
and look, he joins Jack, Tom Watson, and Sam Snead as the only repeat winners of the event. He says, "It's amazing. I can't believe it. Hopefully people will remember my name." I think they do. And he's got a pretty sweet swing, if I do say so myself.
I mean, I just absolutely cannot like him in any capacity going forward. He's cost me way too many units.
I mean, he held off Sunday a pretty stacked leaderboard. Like, I remember I texted our group. I'm like, guys, this leaderboard is it's pretty fucking good.
I mean, what was K.H. Lee in the morning? He had to be like,
he shot 900 for the day. So
yeah, like because he was in the group before. Yeah, I think was he 6th or 7th going into that day.
Yeah,
another 54 hole leader though, can't convert. He shoots a 963. He says he cites his success to the new Odyssey O-Works putter he just put in his bag. It's one of those 2-ball putters, which I always think are too clunky, but people really like them because you can line up the ball. Like, you know, it seems like your backstroke on your putter you can really line up easier because you hit so long. He clutch save on 16 and 17, like some stone stuff, if I do say so myself. Just killed us. I know. I mean, I was rooting for Jordan too. We can say it. And he has an awesome quote after he wins. I hope you guys are listening. He wants to be the number one player in the world, and he also wants to be the sexiest golfer in the world. And we love a man with confidence, honestly. you can't really not like him. He's very wholesome. He's got his family out there. They were loving it. I mean, it's another good golf moment. And I understand I need to backpedal because I was being very ugly in our group chat, okay? I was saying some not nice things about KH Lee because he was holding off Jordan to win, who I had an outright on. Excuse me, who I always want to win. And I need to say I'm sorry if he ever listens to this. I was being ugly, and I take it all back, okay?
Brave of you.
Yeah, it was very wholesome to watch him win. Okay?
For you.
Yeah, I mean, but
Not for me.
think about it as a person. It was a great win.
I mean, yeah, it's a great quote. He's a fun guy. Like he obviously he stripes the ball. It's his second win. Is it second or third win?
Second win.
Second.
And at this event.
Yeah,
like, kind of
second
crazy
event.
that he's just dominated one event.
Yeah. So I mean, he's catching fire a little bit. Maybe
Playing this
hitting-
week,
Yeah,
I mean.
so like I feel like this course is going to play somewhat similar to the Byron Nelson. Not like exactly like it, but like somewhat, because it's I don't know. I don't know what to think of him. I'm obviously pissed. I'm bitter. I don't know. I'm all over the place. Like I'm sad. I'm upset to be. Well, I was down 9 units.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
So
That's child's play, Steve. You'll learn.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Tim has reached the depths. And he's come. Look where he's at now,
myself
though.
out of the gutter, though. I'm 2 weeks in a row.
You're
the
buzzing
green.
right now. You're the hottest one on the show.
Yep.
Wow.
Jordan Spieth stays in form, grabs a solo second, and gives Stevie a quick 900 and something K for the Survivor. That's huge. But going into this week, it's like a pitcher with a no-hitter. We're not going to say it. We're not going to say it out loud. We're just going to say, we're going to acknowledge the thing that's not being said, but we're not going to say it. Is that fair? Okay?
Yeah.
Everybody know. I hope if you're a golf fan, you know what I'm talking about, but we're not going to say it. He saw some key chances go by on Sunday, though, when I was watching. He hit a brutal 3-putt bogey on 10, which was just like, he blew his first one by, which was with the wind, and then coming back, he says, what would he say? Something about the wind was blowing like 15 to 18 miles per hour on the last 10 or 11 holes. He says, KH is 63 this afternoon, especially, that's just a phenomenal score. He said, when the day started, I would have wanted to be at 25 under standing on 18, and I had the chance to do that with that putt on 17, and he goes, and the wind just pumped it across the hole.
Well, let's not blame the wind. Right?
Hey, I mean, we were making fun of people earlier in the year for blaming the wind. You know what I mean?
Well, not with the putter.
Oh, yeah, not with the putter. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, it does
that's
work
tough.
out, I guess.
It does make a difference, especially at winds at that speed, but it's still a tough.
Like, do you get mad, Tim, at South Shore? Like, like a putt, like, oh, this is going to slide to my left a little. Like, I just got hit it here. And all of a sudden, it just gusts and sits.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Because you're like, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
I've hit this putt. Still fantastic tee to green form. The putter was actually decent this week, which was a bright spot for him. We'll see how that goes into Southern Hills. He has a win and a second in his last 2 starts. Some would say peaking at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about him in a few minutes. Sebastian Munoz, though, a 60 on Thursday, which was fucking wild. Did you guys watch any of that?
I was seeing a handful of the highlights, just striping it.
I mean, it wasn't like... I mean, he did save... Like, he had that one bogey. Like, that could have been a 59. Which is fucking insane. Another 54-hole leader, though, doesn't convert. So, like we always preach here at the Scramble Pod, just because your guy that you picked or that you bet on isn't in first after Saturday, like, you're not dead. Because it's hard to convert in this league. Okay?
This league, yeah.
Xander...
Especially at a course like this.
Oh, dude. I don't think a lead is safe any day at this Southern Hills place that we're going to talk about.
Very true.
Xander fired... So that stat you sent us, Tim, was crazy. Do you remember what you said? It was like he started 3 over or something. Do you remember this?
No.
For Xander, it was like he played his first round or something at 3 over, and then was 28. You said it. And then he was 25.
He was 2 over through his first 3, and then he had like 25 birdies out of his next 50 something holes. Like preposterous. Like literally like a 50% birdie rate. That's insane.
And he got in the clubhouse, leader in the clubhouse, and I was like, $200 to win. I'm gonna throw a few dollars on that. Mm-hmm. Then Hideki gets in the house at like T2. And I was like, this is those guys were just birdie fucking everything. JT, though, lamenting over his game is the word I chose to use here. He says, I'm just not doing anything special. I'm far from my best stuff. I'm managing my game well. Sometimes it's fun when you're able to contend at a tournament without your best stuff. Now, is that really cocky, or am I just taking that out of context?
So from that quote, it seems as though he wanted to shoot 40 under.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
why didn't
what are we
he?
talking about?
Yeah, he did. I mean, he was a fucking 23 under for a tournament. It's bananas.
It's very good.
And he's saying, I don't have my best stuff, and I'm still contending.
I mean, what was his strokes gain numbers last week?
They're ridiculous. And then he says, and then I just have here to wrap up, sort of, before we get your final thoughts. Willie Z missed the cut, and we were high on him. I mean, I especially. That was a tough look.
He gained 11 strokes total last week.
Holy crap.
JT?
Yeah, almost 8 tee to green.
I think you'll be just fine, Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's talk about how we did. I went 6-10-4 for -3 units. Dude, CT Pan withdrawing. I had him like in 4 different bets because I loved him. So that was kind of tough. He was also in all of my DraftKings lineups, so that plummeted me. The Jordan outright hurt. Willie Z jacket. I think I'm on the Willie Z do not bet until he gains my trust again. How about you
Like
guys?
it.
Tim.
I went 5-5. I gained a unit. That's 2 weeks in a row. Obviously, last week was much bigger with the outright, but got a little bit of momentum here. DraftKings, I cashed in over 50% of my lineups, which was great. Even with Martin Laird in 100% of my lineup. Just horrible pick, but yeah.
All right, Steve. Face the music.
I got absolutely slaughtered. It was not good. So here's my rant that I told you I had to.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. After we did the podcast Monday, go to work Tuesday, go to work Wednesday. Busy. Life catches up with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Running around. I have to be on fucking train Monday through Wednesday. It's miserable commuting, and then I get to work from home Thursday, Friday. I live 10, maybe 15 minutes from the New Hampshire border. So what I do is Wednesday nights, I hop in the car, drive up across the border, throw in my bets. Now this Wednesday night, I completely forgot to do that. Just totally slipped my brain. Yeah. So I didn't get any of my bets in. Now, it wasn't until like Friday after work that I was able to do this. So I got way reduced odds already, picking all the guys that I already wanted. So and I also completely forgot, because I'm an absolute jackass. I forgot to hammer as a backup plan JT and Spieth top 20s.
Yeah.
Which, whoever I take as an outright, I'm obviously going to take them out top 20 because I'm confident in them.
Yeah.
So I at the very least, I could have had a couple of more wins, could have had a little extra money. But not only did I just get absolutely obliterated by my original picks, but then when I actually went with the backup picks and got them in Friday, I got totally fucked with all the odds, lost an astronomical amount of money, and this is the rant that needs to be said. Massachusetts, you corrupt sons of bitches. If you don't legalize sports gambling in the next 6 months, I don't want to, I'm not going to do anything bad.
This is on the internet.
Yeah,
Careful.
I'm not going to do anything bad, but I'm very angry. I'm going to write a very
strongly
angry
worded letter.
Exactly, yeah. Because this is getting absurd. I shouldn't have to drive 15 minutes past an imaginary line just to be able to throw in my picks.
Yeah.
I can't take this anymore. It doesn't make any sense. I just want some common sense in the world.
Or any state, for that matter, that still doesn't let you do it.
Yeah. Yep.
We are a national podcast. But Justin, actually, that's a great rant for you. Fucking, we
Yes.
need Hedge. What's Hedge better, buddy? We need this legalization shit to go down.
Yeah, no, Massachusetts will do it. They're not going to be stupid. They'll do it eventually.
No, it's not a matter of smart or stupid. It's a matter of corruption. That's what drives me out of my mind.
Oh, well, it's all corrupt, yeah. The only reason every state hasn't legalized it yet is just because people are just waiting to figure out who gets their hands in it first. That's all it is. That's just what they're sorting out in Massachusetts. Who's making the money? And then they'll put it out there.
Yep.
Fucking
Yeah.
we are.
Ugh.
The Scramble podcast is going to steal. God damn. I'm sick of. It's so annoying. Just let it go. And then I know we're at like no college gambling. Excuse me? That's like the biggest market, arguably.
Yeah, that's a huge issue for me.
Massive issue for me. I got to
That's
gamble
the
on college
only thing I
football,
win
bro.
money on consistently.
How am I supposed to? Whatever, dude. Okay, so that's enough for the AT&T Byron Nelson. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Stevie, you'll be back this week, okay?
Let's hope.
This Week in Golf, presented by Links and Golf Club, guys. Go to Links and Golf. You like playing with people that are like you? You'll love Links and Golf. Take away that bad first tee experience. We do this rant every week. Come on. No brainer. So, Tim, Phil is not playing in the PGA.
He's not.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, I have a lot of them. I mean, like, it almost feels like this whole fiasco, right? Since the start of the Saudi Golf League, he's made the worst decision on every major point in the timeline.
Yep.
So, like, right here, the PGA clearly said Phil's welcome to play. Nobody's seen him. He's been very quiet. He's an ego guy, right? Like, you'd think he'd want to come and play this and get some media attention, good or bad, and he doesn't. So what it feels like to me is he's either doubling down on the Saudi League, right? Because this tournament has nothing to do with the PGA Tour.
Zero things with the PGA Tour. Yep.
This is completely separate. It's a major. You also won last year.
Yeah, you're the fucking defending champ.
Yeah. I don't understand it. It's clear, I think, at this point that, like, if he's not going to play in the PGA, he's not going to defend his title. Like, those credentials don't really mean anything to him. All he's in it for now is the money.
Because he's broke.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he's in bad gambling debt again, like, dead serious.
Yeah, you might be right.
I don't understand any of the moves he's made since this whole thing started. And I don't think him being quiet and not being seen in public is helping him.
He hasn't said a thing about it. Like,
Yeah.
the PGA had to come out and say, the PGA of America had to come out and say he's not playing. Why didn't he say it?
Yeah. But that also could be, like, he might have lawyers involved at this point.
Do you think they're
he
telling
could
him?
be getting, like, a lawsuit together. I mean, he's a nutcase. So,
yeah,
like,
he really is. Oh, I see what you're saying. So this could be, you're saying maybe behind closed doors, this is a lot bigger than we even know
Yeah, he's
about?
probably planning and plotting and just being a certified weirdo. Just doing his thing.
And I did order the book by Alan Shipnuck.
Yeah.
It gets to my house tomorrow, which is the day that it comes out.
Beautiful.
And I will be reading that probably pretty quickly because I need to know. I need to know all of it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Just like when that Tiger book came out a couple of years ago.
What was it?
It was just called Tiger. The one by the best books about these guys are the ones that they're not involved in. I'll say it. Like that Tiger book, when it just like wrote, it had everything.
Armin Katayan, right?
Yes, it had everything about his whole life.
Well,
the
because
scandals.
then the person it's about can't influence the book. You're just getting, like, stuff from all third parties.
I wonder if Phil is like suing Alan Shipnuck.
Fuck him.
Maybe. He's probably suing
I'm
everybody.
so done with him.
I can't wait to read
He's
this
a
book.
joke. This is the last time I ever want to talk about
I
Phil
know.
Mickelson at this point. We've talked about him, oh boy, week in, week out. And it's getting to the point, listen, you're not even playing. You're not even trying to defend your shot. It's very clear that you're all about the money. Go get your fucking blood money and just fade into obscurity and then go win a couple of senior tours and just shut the fuck up.
I know.
Just like, we're done, Phil. We're done. You hit your wacky flop shots and spell everything with a PH because you're Phil. We get it. You can hit the ball 300 and you're 50 years old. Cool, bro. Like, I'm done. The novelty has worn off. I've tried to give this guy the benefit of the doubt for so long and just tried to, like, kind of both sides it and try to, like, extend him an olive branch. He has zero credibility left. He's a complete jerk off. Phil, I'm done with you. Just shut up.
And that is going to be fantastic on the internet. Thanks for that. All right. A Michelob Ultra this week is $18, Tim.
I mean, just, like, what's
Dude,
going on?
what? That's worse than like
This
a Boston.
economy?
That's
So,
worse than a
actually-
Boston bar beer price.
I got to read this.
That's like
it's worse than
Manhattan.
Fenway. All right, so there's a Reddit thread on it.
Okay. Oh, this is
And,
good. This is good.
shout out to user Two-Way Split. So he posts, an oil barrel is about 42 gallons, which is about 5,376 fluid ounces. So if we assume a PGA Michelob Ultra is sold in a standard 12 ounce, they're going to pour you 12 ounces or give you a 12 ounce can.
Yep.
An oil barrel could fit 448 Michelob Ultras.
Jesus.
Okay.
At $18 is what they're charging at the PGA. A barrel of it would be worth $8,000.
Okay.
So a barrel of Saudi oil currently is $108. So the PGA has perceived that Michelob Ultra is 74 times the worth of oil.
Dude,
Let
what?
that sink in.
Yeah.
What fucking planet are we on?
Dude, this is all backwards. This is a crazy year.
And in Oklahoma, nonetheless,
much nonsense.
where the cost of living and the cost of
Yeah,
goods
I didn't
is like
actually-
significantly less.
I didn't think about that either. Yeah, they're in Oklahoma.
It'd
It's
be
also
one thing
just
if
a
this
fucking
was,
beer, dude. It's Mick Ultra.
yeah.
I know this isn't like some
It's
crazy
not like an
craft.
IPA.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, and if this was, New York, L.A., okay, I understand that. Like, look where you're at. You're in the middle
There's
of
also
fucking
people
nowhere.
there for like 10 fucking hours a day. It's not Fenway Park. You're not there for 3 hours.
A Kona, the
They're
big wave.
all day long.
Yeah, dude.
You know how much money that's going to cost?
I mean, people are gonna fucking do it. I don't know.
What's
A Kona
bad
big
money?
wave is 15. An Aquafina water, a bottled water, is $6. And then they have salads and like to go things.
And you know those salads are so
so
small.
bad and bad.
So small.
Sitting out in the sun.
Dry.
Dry.
Warm. Ugh.
It does not help the stuffy, expensive private
Bad
golf
look.
narrative.
It's a bad look.
All right, moving on from that. Danny Woodhead is advancing in the U.S. Open quals.
That's so sick.
You see that?
You see how he's walking his putt, too?
Yeah.
He's nasty.
He's pretty fucking good, huh? It's just so annoying. He's another example of one of those guys that's like, are you bad at anything?
I don't think it's that. I think it's an example of, and you see this with a lot of pro athletes. You retire, you have an unbelievable amount of money, you have nothing but time.
I'll go get good at golf.
Yeah. if I hit the Powerball right now for, let's call it $20 million. Not even an exorbitant amount, just $20 million. Buy whatever cash, live on that for the rest of my life. If I play 36 holes of golf every day, like, I can definitely get to become a scratch golfer within a year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, just imagine that over the course of, like, 4 or 5 years, because that's how long he's been retired, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, there you go. That's why he's about to qualify for the, for the U.S.
Yeah,
Open.
but
It's
there's a
just-
difference between scratch golfer and like qualifying. for
Yeah,
the
I
US.
mean-
I think he's a plus, though.
That's like
I was gonna
plus
say,
5.
You got to be, like, a plus
Yeah.
2, 3,
Terrible.
4 at least. That's insane.
It's fucked. Kind of cool,
Like,
though.
Tony Romo is fucking nasty.
Nasty. He contends in those. I mean, they have that.
Yeah.
They have that American Century Classic there at Tahoe. You get a lot
Yeah.
of good players in that.
Yeah.
I'll probably.
Always contending there.
That's a sick tournament.
It
Like
is.
John Schmaltz is like gross. Like yeah, it's awesome. I'd love to go to that one year too.
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll wrap. We'll get into Southern Hills right now. The last thing we got to talk about is that LIV Golf. They got denied releases for every tour player.
You
Everyone.
knew that was coming though.
Yeah,
right?
he knew it was coming. And did you see? So Will Zalatoris is on the board of like player relations, and he was like, "I completely stand by, Jay Monahan. It's a good decision. Like the tour's in a great spot. It's an even better place every year. It gets better and better. Like I completely support it." JT was like, "This is the best league in the world. Like, why are people upset that you're being denied? Like, you're still on this tour. Like, I don't know. I kind of get it. Like, it's a little annoying that they're not letting anyone play. But
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, I'm interested to see how
Well,
this
the thing
comes out.
too is though, like, I don't know. Everyone online's like, they're general contractors, whatever. Why can't they go? Like, they signed a contract with the PGA Tour,
Yeah.
so like, that's why you can't. Like, they can tell you what you can and can't play because you signed that contract.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers isn't going to go to the CFL if they're going to double his fucking salary.
At the end of the day, dude, just like look at the guys who are going to play on that tour, and it's guys who
Can't hack it.
it's none of the elite players, zero.
Who's the best? Who's the best?
Kevin Nas.
Is it
Top
or is Kokrak? Kokrak's
Lee
like,
Westwood, like he's
who's
50
the best?
years old.
Yeah. I mean, he's just playing on this
Kevin
shit.
Na,
what's Kevin Na in the world, like 21, 22?
He's between 30 and 40.
And I think
Same with
Kokrak's
Kokrak.
the other big one.
Yeah.
And then let Lee, I don't know. It's whatever. And then Greg Norman had some tough stuff to say. Some tough stuff to say about some calm, the Khashoggi guy that got murdered. It's a very sad story. He died in 2018. He just says, look, we've all made mistakes, and you just want to learn from those mistakes and how you can correct them going forward. And Greg, I don't think that was the right thing to say.
Read the room.
Talk about a guy who only cares about the money. That is an all-time quote.
That is
insane.
We're talking about murder.
An actual human being died, and he goes,
Yeah.
no, not even just
Capital murder.
dismember, yeah.
Tortured
I don't
to
mean
death.
to laugh at that. I mean, rest in peace, Jamal Khashoggi. That's horrible, but it's just such an insane thing to say. Like, those words leaving your mouth, if you can't capture that in your brain and just prevent it from reaching this point, your brain is broken and you are not fit to be the CEO of this league.
He's got to be.
That's an insane thing to say.
He has to just be so wound up 24/7 over Jay Monahan not giving them releases. He must have a dartboard, and he's just throwing the darts at him every day. He's got a picture of Jay's face, in his toilet. This guy is so hell-bent on making this league work, he can't even think about common sense things like this.
He might have some real financial trouble.
So something came out. I also saw it on Reddit, so obviously the truth to it is TBD. But the requirements for the LIV Golf events came out, where they need your teammates to be wearing a uniform. You have to show up for the draft in a uniform. You have to have so much media time. It was a ton of. The rumor is that it's a ton of required time to play on this thing.
Yeah.
And the comments were all when are they going to have time to play the course? You're making them do a show on Tuesday night, and then on Wednesday there's a long drive,
Yeah, it's the
and there's
XFL.
a chipping. You're probably right. It's the XFL. The guys were the tournament play is going to suck because these are at courses that these guys don't normally play, and they're just going to be caught up in fanfare until the time they tee off on Friday.
Well, it's because it's never been about the golf. It's always been about the XFL thing's a perfect example. It's just about entertainment. The league this isn't built for these players to play. Playing well isn't the right way to put it. Encourage really strong competition. This is just to make sure people at home it's gimmicky, it's fun. Yeah, that's why the best players don't want to play, because those dudes want to win.
Yeah, dude, I can't see fucking you're gonna make who's a stoic. You're gonna make Patrick Cantley fucking be fun during a draft.
Can't shut that guy up.
Yeah, man.
Also, how fun is Kevin Na and Westwood? What are we?
Kevin
They're
Na's
not.
just gonna be running across greens yelling at people.
Yeah, he's got his goofy little smile, but
yeah,
he's not. Kokrak's not moving the needle for me. Lee Westwood's his fiance carries his bag. That's about the only funny thing about it. I don't know.
Smoke.
Whatever. It's just the whole thing is just bananas to me. All right, Greg Norman, figure it the fuck out. And now on to the PGA Championship.
PGA Championship with an unbelievable logo coming out of Southern Hills.
Yeah.
That's a great logo. I love.
Do they have an online store? I could probably waste a few dollars on some stuff.
More likely than not.
All right.
Built 1936 by Perry Maxwell. Now, I had no idea who Perry Maxwell was, but he's done notable renovations on Pine Valley, Marion, and NGLA, National Golf Leagues of America, out on Long Island. So some pretty reputable courses. And this also had a 2019 renovation by Gil Hance, who's done Stream Song Black. He's done a handful of others. So with Gil Hance, I did play the Black. Lots of undulation. Very wide. Driving accuracy is not going to be the most important thing, right? You're going to have wide fairways, but it's undulation and it's hitting the right part of the fairway and then hitting the right part of the green.
Okay.
All right. His greens are going to be trampolines. I don't think that
So-
it's going to be so hard to actually keep the ball on the green.
So you think so? But even though it's going to get firm and fast as the week goes on, you think it's still tough to land one on?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's what I'm anticipating. And there's also going to be like crazy winds swirling throughout the week. I'll get to that in the Stevie weather reports.
We got to get you a little hat with like the umbrella on it for like the weather segment.
Also, like the greens are like, you could have easily just said this and I missed it because I was spaced out. But they're not like crowned. Like this is really helpful for.
Yeah, this is good. Good visual.
They're not like bowl shaped. Like the ball doesn't come on the green and then flow towards the hole. It's the opposite. So it's like a hill.
Turtle shell, yeah, just like Pinehurst.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like there's a lot of runoff, a lot of false fronts, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Also, Gil Hanse is notorious for putting greenside bunkers, like almost basically carving them into the green, almost. Very like sand hills of Australia, like.
So like you can see some guys chipping over bunkers.
Very much so. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Which are terrifying. Bermuda grass greens for putting. Think about that, whatever that would do for you. Par 71, just short of 7,500 yards. So not like the longest course, but for a par 71, decently long. I'll get to some of the links on some of the key holes in a second. But a 78.2 rating. That's unbelievably insane.
Yeah,
I don't think that we're going to be seeing a high like that, or seeing guys going particularly low.
KH Lee's not going to win at 25 under.
Maybe. I mean, he's probably just going to bury all my hopes and dreams yet again 2 weeks in a row. But, 142 slope for what it's worth. But, now on to the par threes. 3 out of the 4 of these par threes are over 220 yards.
Yeah, these are fucking bombs. 226, 220, 230. 230 on a home stretch 14th. All right.
And if the wind's in your face, that's probably playing as 255.
Yeah.
That's insane. You got to rock like a 5-wood. Yeah. For the PGA guys. For me, it's like a full-blown driver. But
same. I'm laying up.
Wait,
on that.
what'd you say for me? What?
It's like a full-blown driver.
I'm laying up on that 14th hole if that wind's in my face.
And then the par fives. There's only 3 par fives with a par 71. 656 yards, 632 yards, and then 567. The 567 is pretty much the only one reachable for most tour players. The other two, how many, Tim, Andy, how many guys do you think are reaching 530 plus on par, 630 plus on par fives?
There's like, off the top of my head, like Victor can go.
Bryson, obviously, if he plays.
I don't think Bryson.
It's going to depend on the wind.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
what I'm saying. So all of these par 5 shots are like dependent on your lie in the wind.
Yeah. Like Rory.
Maybe, Rory can
very
get there.
few guys.
Yeah,
There's probably less than 20.
I'm also trying to think of guys that can control like a 3-wood like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be putting a premium on like par 5 score. I guess if guys for laying up, but I don't know. That's the thing, is that's so hard to like factor into your decision with gambling. But fun fact about this golf course, Southern Hills in Tulsa, Oklahoma. May 27th, 1981. Roger Wheeler. He was a Tulsa businessman and owner of Miami's World Highlight. I think that was that like actually the Highlight, like the sport?
I think.
Most likely.
Yeah.
He was murdered in the parking lot.
A lot of death talk on today's podcast.
A lot of murder.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's terrible. The killing was ordered by the Winter Hill Gang, shout out Boston, Whitey Bulger. Heard of him?
Yeah, my uncle worked for Whitey.
Yeah, so Whitey Bulger and the team, they found out that this Roger Wheeler guy was embezzling money for him, whacked him right in the parking lot. So, welcome to Southern Hills, baby. 3 U.S. Opens, 4 PGAs. The last PGA was in 2007. Who won that?
Big Cat.
Tiger Woods. That's a hint. Just so people know.
Something to think about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, very fun 18th hole. It's a par 4. It's uphill 491. It's probably going to play as about 500 and 520, depending on the wind. And they said that the green is so undulated and ridiculous that you'll be lucky to 2-putt.
Oh, good.
And I think they said that in one of the U.S. Opens, I think in the 70s, 3 different guys landed their approach on the green and then 3-putted when they had an opportunity to win that U.S. Open. All in the final group.
I love an exciting 18th hole.
Yeah. So this is going to come down to the wire, and but also here's another thing to take into consideration, is that in this particular this course, historically, most guys that have won in almost every scenario, it's been wire to wire.
Huh.
So there's, by and large, if you're leading after 56, you're probably going to be able to hold off the field. So that's interesting. So now, just a little heads up, a prop bet, wire to wire winner is plus 1,400. Just saying. Just saying.
We will be having a prop bet sheet put out. So.
Absolutely. So, and then just a quick weather report. Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. I'm sorry, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday are all going to be very nice. Pretty warm. However, the winds are going to be whipping the first 3 days, anywhere between 13 to 17 miles an hour. PM thunderstorms are going to be rolling in on Friday evening. I don't think it's going to affect play Friday, but that's going to really cool things off for Saturday. Guys are probably not going to be hitting the ball as far on Saturday, just something worth taking into consideration.
Okay.
So
And it's only 67.
Yeah, 67, you're not going to hit the ball as far. But with a little bit of reduced wind. So there's so many factors to here. I try to be as in-depth as I possibly could. In terms of how the course is going to play, I think it's just all going to be approach and putting, personally. I really don't think that driving is going to be the biggest factor in the world, but what are you guys seeing?
Tim?
I'm on mute. That was an accident. Yeah, so we talked about it a little bit before the show, right? Like, I don't really know what to make of the layout here. Obviously, there's some really long holes, and they could go even longer with the wind. And it's tough to handicap a course that the guys don't play at every year. But for me, my two biggest things are going to be around the green and approach. So because these greens are smaller, because of the shape of them, lots of balls are going to roll off. You're not going to hit every green. You need guys who are going to be able to scramble for par. And especially at a tournament that's going to play, like the final score is probably going to be like 5-6 under.
Mm-hmm.
Scrambling, bogey avoidance, those things are huge. A 3-putt avoidance. So I'm not playing necessarily strokes gain par fours or scoring birdie or better. I'm more playing who's not going to make mistakes rather than who's going to make a ton of birdies. That's my general thoughts.
All right. And I'm going to go, before I get into this here, I'm going to go with par 3 scoring, because if those are all bombs, if you can end up birdieing one or two of those, that's going to set you, that you're going to gain strokes, obviously, and scoring there. I'm going to look at tee to green, specifically majors, though. So guys who show up under the bright lights that can get on the deck, and that's going to probably narrow it down to players that are household names. And my last one is going to be strokes gained stones. That's an eye test. That's going to be, who do I think can hit that green on 18 and not 3-putt? I know you can say like this week, for example, Sepp Straka is a pretty rated player right now in some of the models I ran. I don't think I'm going to bet him because I don't think he has the stones. You know what I mean?
No.
Am I crazy to say that? You know what I mean? It's just going to be, look at the guy. Do you think he can actually win a major?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It has to be a big name this week.
Look, we said this before the show. Welcome to episode 40 of the Scramble Podcast. The 2022 PGA Championship. Don't overthink it.
KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
That's right. I'm going to put that on all our social media all week. I'll be playing this week, Instagramming, Twittering. Hey, don't overthink it. All right? But I want to talk about the PGA before we get into our Survivor and Jackets and wrap this motherfather up, okay? There's some storylines this week, all right? There's the Spieth thing we're not going to talk about. Phil's absence is a huge headline. Tiger Woods is, in all his interviews, he says, I'm feeling stronger, baby. He's like, I'm feeling good right now.
Looked good walking today.
He did look damn good walking around today. We get caught up sometimes, as Tim and I we're succumb to this a lot. The Monday through Wednesday media used to really get me. I'd be like, who looks good? Who looks good on Tuesday walking around?
Yeah.
But, we came to the conclusion of last year. The guys who were this tournament means a lot to me. I feel really good this week. Do not play them.
Don't play them.
I don't know about that.
Patrick, Harbortown last year.
Well, yeah. Well, Fitzy at Harbortown ripped my heart out, but there's that one guy who said that one thing about this particular golf course where I'm not going to overthink it. But am I getting out too far ahead of ourselves?
No, go ahead.
I mean, just Scottie Schaffler.
Yeah.
Just saying flat out that, again, we talked about it last week on the show. Weeks ago, before he even had his first win, he always was, early on in the season said, I'm eyeing Tulsa. I'm eyeing Southern Hills. Like, that's my favorite course in the world. The guy's, he's already multi-winner.
Number one player in the world.
He's number one player in the world. Keep it simple, Scottie Schaffler.
So we'll talk. Yeah, keep it simple. Like, can Scottie keep it up? Does Justin Thomas stop being just kind of like at majors since he got his first one?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That being said, he has like 6 top 10s, I think, in like 27 starts. Not that that's an alarming number, but like he hasn't put the pedal to the metal yet. Is Brooksy healthy enough to play 4 days?
No.
I don't know. Where was I next? Okay, if Rory can contend in majors, typically, if he's in the hunt on Thursday and Friday, he doesn't come from behind. He has to get out to a hot start. And my God, it's going to be windy. Okay, when you're picking your lineups, picking guys to bet on, you just want to watch and have someone to root for. You can't play the guy with the swoopy high ball flight. It's got to be someone that can tee it low. Gary Woodland is gonna put that stinger into play. Okay, a lot. And now here's my thoughts on the PGA, and then I'll shut up. I know people usually think of this as the 4th. It's the least prestigious major. Sure. I think the PGA of America has done a pretty good job of rebranding into accepting where they were at, because it's in between the Masters. It's one of the most polarizing events in sport, and right between the U.S. Open, the ultimate test in golf. Right? It's kind of the most fun, fair test in golf, is what I want to call the PGA.
Yeah.
It's fun and it's fair.
Yeah.
It gave us Rory's nasty Pero summer in 2014, which was dominant. Jordan almost won 3 majors in 2015, and the PGA was one of the most fun tournaments to watch that year. JT got his first major here at a PGA in 2017. You had the Brooks and Tiger showdown in 2018.
Bellerive.
Yep. You got Brooks and DJ the following year, 2019. Bethpage.
Oh, Bethpage was so awesome.
Colin, first win in 2020 was at a PGA Championship.
Harding Park, right? Yep.
TPC Harding Park. The Phil and Brooks battle with the crowds swarming like it was King's Landing in Game of Thrones. Okay? I think we need to put some respect on the PGA tournament, the PGA Championship, and I think we need to I want to make a shirt that says the PGA Championship is fun.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired of people dumping on it.
It's great courses. It's a major. There's obviously a ton of money to be made. Every single star player, Tiger effing Woods.
Yep.
They're all showing up. They all want to win. We're going to get unbelievable golf on an unbelievable course. Why do people not like this?
People dump on it.
That's
I don't
insane.
get it. Any thoughts, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, I think you put it well. It just doesn't have that like thing like everything else does. Like the Masters has Augusta. The Open is like the international event.
Yeah.
The U.S. Open, you get the qualifiers, Francis Ouimet. Like there's just like a lot of nostalgia, I guess, with the other 3, and the PGA just doesn't have that. It's still just like a great tournament. Obviously, it is a major. You just don't get that like special. Like I don't think if you surveyed any of the players in the PGA Championship this year and asked them, hey, like what major would you want to win the most? You'd get answers for the other 3. You just wouldn't get the PGA.
I know. And I think
that's fair.
We need to start thinking about it like that. It's a fun, fair test.
Should it be made more into a like Scottsdale-esque fun event where it's like people going like out of their fucking minds?
It would give it an identity, like Tim's saying. It doesn't have like
because with Augusta, obviously everything is tight and buttoned up.
Yeah.
U.S. Open, it's like everyone is so focused. You got to obviously it's very quiet and it's just such a hard thing.
Yeah. Do you think if Phil had won the Masters, the U.S. Open, or the Open Championship, I think he goes to those 3 this year. I think because it's the PGA, it's not like you have to defend the Masters title.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know what's
In
going
my
on.
head, you have to defend if you ever win a major.
true.
I agree completely, but I just think that like goes to that same point. It's just like it doesn't have that
Yeah.
special like nuance to
And
it.
the Scramble podcast is going to give it that identity.
Yeah, we got to work on something. We got to brainstorm.
All right, guys, let's get into Survivor picks, our jacket. Talk to us about some guys that you like. Steve, kick us off.
Guys that I like. Again, keep it simple. Scottie Schaffler. Plus 1,200 to win. He's on fire, number one player in the world, loves this course. Keep it simple. Scottie Schaffler. Colin Morikawa already has a PGA. Plays damn well. He needs to be a little bit better around the green. So I think, Tim, that there's absolutely some merit to what you said. But he's so accurate with his irons though that he might not have to be in that position. So that's what I'm counting on. Cam Smith, one of the best putters I've ever seen under pressure, and he can absolutely smash the ball when he wants to. So I'm counting on Cam Smith. Tiger Woods. He's played some pretty good golf in his life. So I'm gonna keep it simple.
Don't overthink it.
I'm not overthinking. I'm going to just tease like a half a unit for plus 6,500 to win. I mean, he's obviously a long shot. I'm going to just throw that money away.
It's the same thing as the Masters. I didn't want to miss out if he does win.
Exactly. But at the very least, a Tiger top 20, you could probably get some decent odds on that, given that he's such a long shot to win. And he looks good. He plays good. He's won here literally in the last 2 decades.
Are we doing a Tiger to make the cut bet?
I'm
we
doing a
doing that?
Tiger top 20.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time.
yeah, me too.
You guys
Just the hammer.
Yeah.
have some balls.
I know I'm sure I'm gonna do a top 20. I'm just thinking, if you want to start your week off with some quick money,
And
you just gotta has to make the cut.
some other big names that'll vary between top 10s, top 20s. Again, just keeping it simple, going with the star power here. John Rahm, heard of him?
Yep.
Decent. Rory, JT, Colin, Matsuyama, Louis Oosthuizen. If that fucking idiot brought his mattress to Tulsa, if his back's in good shape,
Yeah.
Louis a top 10 machine in majors. Just saying.
Yep.
With the exception of the Masters, he absolutely destroyed me. But here's a fun one though. Here's a really fun one to root for. Ricky Fowler plus 600 top 20.
Okay.
That's it. That's what I'm closing out on. I have a couple more that I'll ultimately throw on the sheet, but for the star power is what I'm focusing on, and then there's Ricky Fowler.
Poor guy. Tim?
So my top guy this week, I think, is going to be Rory. He's gaining strokes everywhere, and like I said earlier, I want somebody who's strong approach and around the green. Combine the two, I don't think anybody's stronger right now than Rory. This season he's gaining more strokes on approach than he is off the tee.
Interesting.
And if you remember this time last year, like that guy was one of the worst approach players on tour.
Oh yeah.
So it looks like he's found something. And I mean, wide fairways. Rory always has the distance where he loses off the tee, his accuracy. I think that sets up so well for him.
Mm-hmm.
He just broke a 5-tournament streak of poor putting. And his last 2 starts, I mean, he has, the 5th at the Wells Fargo and then a 2nd at the Masters. And concourse-wise, I think the closest you can get to Southern Hills is Augusta. So I love Rory this week. I think JT and Cam Smith are good bets, too. I won't get into them. Steve already covered it.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Spieth. My notes are 3 words. Here we go.
Yep.
Like, he's looking for the Grand Slam.
Oh, you said it.
Well, I did say it.
Oh.
I wasn't supposed to say it.
Oh.
He's had it.
I wasn't supposed to say it. All the stats are good.
Yeah.
It's like,
The stats are
does Jordan
bananas.
Spieth show up or not?
Yeah.
Cam Champ,
Oh.
10th at the Masters.
Yep.
Concourse. Starting to see positive approach play, which is not something that he is particularly well at, and that's why he's not higher up in the world golf rankings, right? Masters, he gained 3.5. Last week he gained almost 4. Off the tee, he's just a monster right now. And again, wider fairways, like
Go time.
he's going to be in top 10, top 5 off the tee this week, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But it entirely depends on his around the green play, which isn't great. But that's like a dart, right? That's a long shot. I think the most interesting play for me this week is Daniel Berger.
Ooh. He's not getting a lot of press, Tim. That's a
Straight
good
vibing.
one.
He was my horse this year, right? At the beginning of the year, I said I thought Daniel Berger was going to have the best season. His strokes gained numbers total are trending up. It's a long course. And when you look at specific yardages, I mean, he's the best on tour right now from 200 to 225. He's 31st from 150 to 175. My big issue with him is, I mean, he would have definitely been on my card, but performance at the Masters was terrible.
Yeah.
He lost strokes across the board. He did not gain anywhere. He finished 50th. He's never been a particularly good around the green player. But again, he's one of those guys who gets hot with his wedges. He just stuffs the ball. So, yeah, I don't know. The other concern is he's not been very long this year, and he's mainly been gaining strokes off the tee for his accuracy. So he's somebody I might play, I might not, but that could be like a leverage play. I don't think anybody's talking about Daniel Berger. So,
Yeah, I think you're right.
yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Look, like I said, don't overthink it. Scottie Schaffler, don't overthink it. If you got him in a matchup or a top 10 or top 20, just do it. Don't overthink it. Threw a couple bucks on him to win. He had an effortless 65 here like 2 weeks ago. Just walking, playing casual is what someone said. They said it was effortless. A guy great in the wind that can perform at majors, that has some star power, that I think once he gets rolling and the crowd's on his side a little bit, Shane Lowry.
Sugar.
Sugar Shane, bro. Where he struggles sometimes is obviously finding the fairway. Big, wide places out here. He's fine around the green. He's good on approach. He's soft. He knows where to put the ball.
I like that.
I think that's a no-brainer. Jordan Spieth, to me, a win and a second, coming into form at exactly the right
This
time.
is his type of course.
And this is he can grind out a win. Like it's never pretty. It's a roller coaster. We talk about it every other week. It's a roller coaster, and that's what this week is going to be. It's a roller coaster.
What if you have Jordan tied for the lead on that 18th hole, putting for birdie? What is
How far is the putt?
17 feet?
I like 17. If it was 8 feet, I don't like it.
This is going to be absolute fireworks, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh,
wait.
yeah.
I can't fucking wait.
Joaquin Neiman, he had a decent week, except for, I mean, not that he had a bad Sunday. He just like was steady Eddie on Sunday, and he ended up like T20 or T20 to 21 or whatever it was. He's a ball striker. He can put the ball wherever he wants. As far as how hard he swings, so like I think the wind will be a little bit less of a factor for a guy like him. Someone with ridiculous like around the green and strokes gained on approach numbers like in his last 24 rounds is actually Adam Hadwin. I don't know if he has that major strokes gained stones, but I think you'd get pretty good value on a top 20 there. And one more guy we just talked about like right before the show. Obviously, I'm in on JT. I'm obviously in on Cam Smith. I'm probably going to stay away from like a John Rahm because I don't know. I know he won Mexico, but like it wasn't really like a tough test.
See, we just don't like him. That's not even a reason.
Fuck, I think that might be it.
I found myself doing the same thing.
He shows up in majors, guys.
like him.
He shows up in majors. Don't overthink it.
I know. Don't overthink it.
How many top 10s did he have in majors in the last 36 months?
A lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it.
Xander Schauffele, Tim. A great week. A great way to close out last week. He can play around the green with anybody in the world. He can putt when he's hot with anyone in the world. I think this will set up kind of nice for him. He's steady Eddie. And then Patrick Cantley is a guy that not a lot of people are talking about, I feel like, amongst the stars. I don't know if you guys have seen on the internet, I have seen no one give him like a nod. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Dude, he in his last couple of starts, he's got a win at the Zurich and a second at the RBC. He just took off 3 weeks to play, like to just get ready for this. I think he'll be just fine. He'll probably have a little bit better odds than the rest of the stars just because he's kind of flying under the radar right now. And again, he's a guy, silky smooth, good putter, except he plays, 6.5 hour rounds. But that's fine. Moral of the story, everybody, don't overthink it. The PGA Championship is going to be good. I will take us into Survivor and Jacket. My Jacket pick is going to be Jordan Spieth top 20. In my Survivor, I'm going with Jordan because he could do the thing.
He can. Tim.
I'm going to go with Scottie both ways. Scottie top 20. It's like minus 140, but
That's actually not that bad.
No, it's not. I mean, if you look at the stats, like anything that I'm weighing, he is clear cut number one. And there's obviously, I mean, he's been the best for like 4 months now. So that's not a surprise. But yeah, I mean, it's just that seems free money.
Yeah.
And then your survivor.
Scottie.
You take
did
Scottie.
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 Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Scottie. Yeah.
Yep. I'm joining you halfway there. So I'm my survivor. I'm gonna take Scottie top 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want the juice. And then I'm going with Rahm for my survivor.
Okay. And then Justin, who are you going with for Survivor? It's a big week.
Johnny Rahm.
John Rahm, baby. Rambo.
Yep. Psychopath, out of his mind.
Yep, need it. This is a big week.
A little bit fat.
I mean, he strikes the ball as good as anyone all the time. So, like, I don't know why he's not on my radar. I think Tim's right. I just don't like him for whatever reason. You guys
He
going to
comes
be...
off as kind of an asshole.
He does. The comments he makes where he's like, that course is shit, or he's like, that putt was bad.
Contest.
I hit that putt good. It should have gone in. Things like that. That's what gets to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, you guys. I think that'll do it for episode 40. Hey, congratulations, Tim, for 40 episodes. Me and you, pal.
Congrats to you. Wild stuff.
We've done it. It's a long time to be doing this. We love doing it every week. Don't forget to go rate and review our show on Apple and Spotify and YouTube. It helps us out. The more you rate and review, the more the show pops up when people search it. So please go do that. Any closing comments before we wrap it up?
Rest in peace, Boston Bruins.
Yeah, the Bruins fucking losing. Go Seas. Go Green.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm just not a hockey guy.
Yeah.
I
That didn't
watch
really
a
hurt you
single
like it hurt me and
Bruins
Steve.
Yeah, I'm a basketball guy.
That hurt. All right.
So sorry.
No. Episode 40 of the Scramble Pod. We'll see you guys next week. Later.
Long days at work, I grab my shirt, my bag. We sent out the front line. Frustrations in my head just play so whack, but it's no one's fault but mine. Long drive home, here we go. I play Scramble Pod through the radio. Cold bears with the boys, hello. Those links are my only home. Go.